Hello, hello. Here we go. Hey, hey, hey. All you hip chicks and hip cats. I'm here. I'll tell you all about it later. And I know someone's here because I'm seeing a thumbs up. So I would really appreciate it. I know I believe that today it's only in YouTube. So I hope that you've managed to get there with the link that I posted without any issues. I'll tell you all about what's happened today in a minute, but let's start with the land acknowledgement, okay? We acknowledge that this event, my Monday Lives in my home, sits on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Six Nations of the Grand River, as well as the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, Haudenosaunee and Wendat confederacies, and the lands of many other Indigenous peoples who passed through or who called and still call this land their home. This territory is part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. In making this statement, I acknowledge and honor that these lands carry the truth of the lives that were taken and the agreements that were broken, and the wisdom of ancestors whose spirits live on in the soil, vegetation, and animals. In stepping on this land, we seek both forgiveness and permission from these ancestors with the agreement that we have the responsibility to honor and to respect all who are here now and all who have come before, and all who have yet to come, recognizing that in many ways these lands remain restricted from teaching, resources, and development in partnership with Indigenous peoples. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to live, to receive gifts from, to work on, and to benefit from this land. And Rebecca, wow, wow, wow. I can't believe I'm on live with you today, watching from YouTube. Well, that's just great, Rebecca. That's wonderful. There's been some serious issues lately. And Susan, far out. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just going to carry on and ignore you people for a minute. And I do have the comments off to the side again because, yeah, I haven't kind of got that act quite in gear yet. So as far as the Indigenous people, as you probably all know, I want to say hi to everybody as they come up, but I will talk to you in a minute. There was a delegation of, I believe there were 150 Indigenous peoples from Canada who met with the Pope last week. This included a delegation and representation of all of the First Nations across Canada, the Métis, and the Inuit as well. And so they were all representing, looking for an apology from the Pope for the part that the church played in all of the Indigenous residential schools, because they were, I think it's like 70% of the schools were run by Catholic, missionaries and nuns and priests and brothers and so forth, a part of the Catholic Church. The Pope apologized in the sense that he said that he was so sorry for what had happened. I don't think they got quite the apology for the different orders. It was an apology from him and from his heartbreak. And he had meetings that were supposed to be an hour that went for 2. I mean, he was very attentive. So most of the people who were there, I believe, were very receptive and very happy with the outcome. Some people wanted more. However, he did issue a promise to come to Canada sometime this summer. And I mean, he won't be able to travel the whole country, obviously, but hopefully he'll be into a few places. Oh, gosh, Steve's here too, and Marianne, that's so, so neat. I'm so glad you guys are here today. Because I've been tearing my hair out. I mean, I have to show you, usually I have a script that's very scripted, that is like all typed up and bolded and things, so I can make sure I don't read it word for word, but when I type it up, it allows me to go through the half hour or 45 minutes and get some kind of clarity of what I'm doing. And you'll see that I have this today, which is like just this scroll, because our printer decided that it couldn't find the internet, the Wi-Fi. Couldn't find it. This was about an hour and a half ago, and so that called for a bunch of last-minute efforts to try to make it print. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just scroll it down and try to make sure I don't forget anything that way. It's been an interesting while. I've got a workshop coming up next week, a masterclass. In fact, I think the masterclass is on Sunday, and then there's more of a workshop with eCam on things like using YouTube, and I'll get some directions. There are places like how to put the comments onto the screen so it makes some kind of sense and doesn't just take up a third of the screen. It should be transparent, I think. It come up in black, or I don't know. I see other people doing that. Another friend of mine, Shari Talon, did her live last night on YouTube for the first time because Facebook has been interfering with her Facebook lives. Or maybe not Facebook. Maybe it's this other group, this Facebook risk support group, whatever, who just comes in and tells me they're going to shut down my whole business page because I'm somehow or another not running it as a business or something, and it's just maddening. So here we are today, only on YouTube until I make sure that I'm doing everything right, and I hope you don't mind. And one of the things I can learn how to do is I can actually change the lighting on this so that it doesn't get dull. But you guys don't seem to mind, so that's good. Anyway, Steve, I mentioned you last night. I did a shout out because I'd seen that you had joined Facebook, or not Facebook, my website, joined my mailing list, and that's fantastic. And a couple of other people have joined since then, so I'll talk about that a little bit more later. So the cover photo for my Monday Live today was that little mini iris. It was only about this high, but it was beautiful. It's like a perfect tiny thing. And that was a photo from our front garden right after freezing rain. And this has been, well, I know Susan will understand and Marianne, but for Rebecca and Steve and anybody else who's watching from outside of our country, we've had really up and down weather. And I mean, that's not unusual. Sometimes we have a really late March snowstorm or even in April, but it just seems to be such an effort for the temperature to get up to a really nice sunny day. We had a nice sunny morning, and now it's dull again. Susan might have been getting some, or even Marianne, you're a bit more southwest than I am, so you may have been getting rain earlier today. It just seems to be, the drear keeps going on, but we're going to welcome in spring today for sure. And as far as that goes, I'm going to sing my April-October song as I did last month, once or twice, maybe even twice, and that is Breathtaking Gown, and that's from my first CD, Celtic Cat. And I have to, oh God, I forgot to tell this thing to not close, so excuse me for a minute while I do that one last thing, which is on the display and brightness. Never understood this. I've mentioned that before. I think it's really weird. And it's not to close down ever. Never, never. At least not while I'm doing this. Okay, so if it's done this right, oh dear, cancel all of that. Ah, there we go. So. Trees in the orchard are bursting with blossoms. Birds have returned and their songs fill the sky. Fields are fresh turned and the grasses the planting, for springtime is nigh. All dewy the dawnings, all misty the mornings, the sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer, whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. All dewy the dawnings, all misty the mornings, the sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer and whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. Fields that lie fallow are purple with aster, grasses have dried and stand golden and brown. Corn streamers rustle, all crisp in the breezes. Fall is at hand, and the leaves are come down. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, but speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. And thank you so much. It's. I'm just trying to follow this little scrawled script here, make sure I don't miss something. I just wanted to remind you that the link that got you here will also take you directly to the video later on my YouTube channel, Catherine M. Thompson Cats Covered, or just Catherine M. Thompson Cats Covered. I can't remember, actually. And Steve's saying that the weather like that is here in England too. Yeah, I was wondering how things were over there this year. You know, I'm hoping you're not having flooding and things. Out in Oregon, they've had rain, wind, hail this morning. Whoa. We're expecting temperatures near 70 Fahrenheit. Wow. Thursday, no, we won't be anywhere near that. It's going to be, well, I don't know. The other day, last night, just before I went to bed, I saw a weather report which said that it might be 14, so that'd be 28 minus 3 would be 25 and 50. Now we're still only talking about 58 or 60 degrees. What does BRB mean, Rebecca? That's funny. BRB, burr maybe? Oh, maybe it means burr, BRR. Anyway, thanks, Marianne, for the lovely. That is a lovely song, and I've been singing it every spring and fall for years and years and years, long before it was produced by Chris Burkett. But I do love the little minuet sound that he gave to it, and that is Matt Gerber on the mandolin that you're hearing there as well. So, yes. So Doris Day. Doris Day's centenary, or her would have been her 100th birthday yesterday, on April the 3rd, and she was born April the 3rd, 1922, and she almost made it. She didn't pass away till she was 98 in May of 2019. So I guess that would be 90. Yeah, at 19 it would have been 97. But at any rate, she was a nice old, long-lived gal. And, Doris Day always reminded me a little bit of, I got 2 bunny rabbits hopping all around in my yard. Whoa, they're usually not out during the day. Must be feeling frisky. But Doris Day sort of reminds me a little bit of our Anne Murray, in that Doris was, she had a lovely voice, and she sang. She did musicals. She did a whole realm of comedy. She even did some Hitchcock with Jimmy Stewart. So she was a good actress, and she was a beautiful singer. But she was also sort of even-keeled, you know what I mean? Like, it was sort of just, well, here you go, here's the song, and she would sing it for you. So I wanted to do some things, a couple of songs today, in honor of Doris Day, because she did sing some wonderful stuff. And this song was a Rodgers and Hart song. I didn't get a chance to look up. I actually didn't think about it till it was too late to look it up and find out if it's Rodgers and Hart. It comes from a musical, but it's not telling me in this lyric sheet which musical it's from, so I'd have to find that out. And I'm imagining that if that was from a musical, then there probably was a verse or some kind of dialogue or something that worked into it. Maybe a little back and forth between 2 people or something like that. But I like this song. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. I couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep. Then love came along and said I shouldn't sleep. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. Lost my heart, but what of it? He is cold, I agree. He can laugh, but I love it, because the laugh's on me. I'll sing to him, bring spring to him, and long for the day when I'll cling to him. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. I'll sing to him, bring spring to him, and long for the day when I cling to him. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. So if you happen to know where that came from, be right back. Steve says, be right back. Okay, cool. Well, Rebecca, if you're working, go do your job. That's neat. And as Steve says, I love Doris Day too. She recorded one of my favorite songs, Tea for Two. Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I thought, well, I'll do a couple that maybe some people don't realize that she sang. But anyway, yeah, so I'm curious to know what musical that came from, because as you know, I love the musicals, and I always have done. I guess it's all that dancing and singing and carrying it on. Anyway, so in order, I thought what I would do today also, because my baby sister Margaret's birthday was the day before, on Saturday, April the 2nd. And she's my baby sister. She's definitely not 100, but I just thought I would sing a sort of a favorite song of everyone's, a family song in honor of my dad. I started writing it on his 100th birthday. But my mom's in it too, and a half a dozen children strong and fine, of which she is one. So I'm going to do Swing Daddy now. Get up and dance if you feel like it.
Swing daddy, swing, swing daddy, swing daddy, swing.
Daddy was a bassman in a swing band in those dirty 30s, dark depression days. They played dance halls in Hamilton, Muskoka dance pavilions. He played that up right at the old Palais.
Swing daddy, swing.
His bass rode high up on the band car rooftop, and Late one night the wind was blowing fierce. It threw his case into the ditch, smashed that fiddle all to bits, and Daddy waved goodbye to his career.
Swing, Daddy, swing.
The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day.
Swing, Daddy.
Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. So Daddy took the reins up on a bread truck, delivered to the store that Mama ran. She'd been out dancing with her pals, heard him swing those big dance halls. He bought a book of matches and love began. Then Daddy drove the railway locomotives all up and down the New York Central line, while Mama cooked and Mama sewed. They build up a loving home, half a dozen children strong and fine.
Swing, Daddy, swing.
The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Well, in the end, he was a labor leader. When he was 62 at a railroad union due, they let him sit in for a set. Daddy hadn't lost it yet. He played that bass the way he used to do. That's Malcolm Connors sitting in for Daddy. Well, now you've heard the story of our family, and every single word of it is true. Daddy was a bass man, playing in a swing band, and Daddy, we're so glad Mama swung with you. Hey, 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 swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Mama, swing. Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Mama, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Play that bass, chase those blues. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy. Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy. Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Oh my goodness, I can't help it. I really love singing that song. It's so much fun. I was just going to show you. I didn't put up all the pictures because I wanted to just sing it today, but there is the family. And this was at my mom and dad's 40th wedding anniversary. Dad died a few years later. And this lovely lady in the stripy purple dress down on, well, she's on the left side of my screen. That's my sister Margaret. She's the baby of the family. That's Helen. And to, across from her is Helen. I'm up there looking at Dad dressed in black because I never got, I didn't get the memo about like purple. But anyway, there you go. So I just thought I'd have you identify the birthday girl. Steve said, yeah. Bewitched comes, Bewitched from Pal Joey, of course, Pal Joey. Right, thanks so much, Steve. That's very helpful. And I always tap dance when you sing Swing Daddy. Well, I'd love to see that, I tell you. That'd be fun. So I mentioned that Steve had joined the mailing list, and you guys all know about this, but I'm putting it up anyway for anybody who watches this later on. On my mailing list, you can see join my email list for the latest news. And I got out the news. Every week I make sure I write. I leave it late because I figure if you get the letter too soon, you might forget about it. So I usually send the letter out on Saturday or Sunday or even Monday, just to get to people. And I had a bit of other news this week, which I'll get to later. But the thing is, I would like everybody to be on my mailing list, and that's another thing. There is some way of doing it, but I'm so afraid of screwing it up somehow if I just try to move people from one mailing list to another. And Marianne's dancing here too, and happy birthday to Margaret. That's great. Thanks, Marianne. Thank you. Oh yeah, I know what I mentioned this last week. I didn't get any answers that I don't think. But listen, you can buy my CDs on my website. That's for sure. I do want to put up some more. I want to put up the live videos. I haven't got them over there yet. Or a link to you can get it from the link to my YouTube channel. I just have some work to do. But at any rate, what I would like to do is expand the merchandise that's on offer. And I was thinking of masks. Now, I did order those masks 2 years ago. They never materialized, money lost, blah, blah, blah. Things closed during COVID, so that was it. But I'm thinking, well, we are, for one, we're still masking. In fact, we're double masking, cloth mask over N95 mask. Because this is an immunocompromised household. So the more things open, I've got all kinds of friends who are going out performing at clubs and things, and I would just really love to do it, but there's no chance that I'm going to bring that home with me. So yeah, we're just still being really careful. And I think the mask thing, I think people are going to want to wear masks for a long time. So I'm definitely going to get the mask. But that got me thinking about, cups, T-shirts. I'm not a T-shirt person, but some people are, or something like that. Even stickers. I can do the covers of my CDs as stickers, or put them on a T-shirt, or there's all kinds of things I can do with it. So that would be kind of fun. And so just any suggestions you have, or whether you think you might be interested, and that would really be helpful for me to know. So if you don't put it you can put it in the comments here. I'll have them. They're always attached as a live chat, or you can just wait and think about it and put it into the public comments on the YouTube video. Okay. So yeah, that would be just really helpful to get your ideas about it. And just stand up a bit. Oh yeah, so I promised you that I would tell you about the first song that I ever sang in public, which turns out to be a Doris Day song. So when I was in elementary school, I don't remember doing this in high school, but when I was in elementary school, there would be these, it was senior elementary, there were these, I don't know if it was one Friday a month or if it was one Friday a quarter or what it was, but what we used to do is, and what was really also interesting is this wasn't for missionaries, it was for a Swing Daddy Swing mug for Father's Day. Oh my God, see, Marianne, that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. That is a great idea. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to get that done. But anyway, back to my story. So when I was in grade 8, I was 12 years old in grade 8, and I was a dancer, and I was painfully shy. I still am very shy. People don't think I am. I'm just well compensated for. But at any rate, I was very shy. And we had choir and stuff, so there was that going on. A little bit of choir, I think. I know I joined the choir in high school. But at any rate, other than one time when a bunch of girls, including myself, got up and sang Little Nash Rambler, Little Nash Rambler, you'd have to look it up. I don't know what possessed me, because unplanned, these were sort of very casual things in the classroom. Little box got passed around. You put a dime in it if you had one. I got up and sang a song because it was in my brain, which is something I do not infrequently. So this is another Doris Day song. I better have a drink of tea. I got my tea with lemon and honey. And ginger. Good. Sorry, that was a little squeak. Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. All too soon my secret love became impatient to be free. So I told a friendly star, the way that dreamers often do, just how wonderful you are, and why I'm so in love with you. Now I shouted from the highest hills, even told the golden daffodils, at last my heart's an open door, and my secret love's no secret anymore. Now I shouted from the highest hills, even told the golden daffodils, at last my heart's an open door, and my secret love's no secret anymore. And that was one of my favorite songs when I was in grade 8. So that's what I sang at the Red Cross fundraiser that we had in class, talent show, what have you. That was written by a woman named Alice Peacock. I don't think I've ever seen her name before. I think it was just a song that she sang out there in the world. See how it's gotten all gray in here? Maybe it hasn't at your end, I don't know. But this is where I think I got to find out the business about brightening the screen, because I couldn't find it when I came on here. Anyway, where else are we going to go today? Okay. Oh, yes, I almost forgot this. And some of you will have seen it. Just before we go on to this, I just want to show you something. Now, this is a beautiful planter. We've got our second batch of daffodils in it now. And it's usually on the table that I've got my setup on, so. It's a little too precarious to put on the windowsill. I just put it back on the boot rack. But that was something that my husband was teasing, JD was teasing Margaret about Pi Day going by in March, 3.14, etc. And where was her pumpkin pie? Because she's famous for her pumpkin pie. We all wait for it at Thanksgiving, and we've had 2 Thanksgivings without her now. And, he was like, whoa. So she apparently tried to find a bakery in town that would deliver a pumpkin pie, but she lives miles and miles from here. So she was defeated because the bakeries were closed, or she couldn't find pumpkin pie anywhere, or something like that. So the next day, we got this package from Amazon, and there was this beautiful planter. So we got daffodils for it. It's gorgeous, and it's all covered with little hummingbirds and stuff. And of course, for her birthday, I sent her an e-card. So that's me, because I don't do it till the last minute. But there you go. However, I did want you to see something if you haven't seen it before. And this is my latest World Songwriting Awards, and they do them quarterly. Don't forget, this says Best Outlaw Song, but I'm really a finalist. I've been a finalist in all of the ones I've received, which means that your song is designated as in the top 10 for that particular category. So, because of that, I'm going to do "I Drive Away," which was sort of an extra song I added in. Looks like we're going to go a little long today, but not too long. Just want to do this one, and then I'll play us out with something else. I am a wild one. I've led a straight life. I raised my children right. I've been a good wife. But when the walls start closing in, because I've been staying at home, I put my pedal to the metal and I start to roam. I go downtown, I head for the hills. I bomb along the back roads, and just for the thrills, I hit the fast lane on the highway, and I drive away. I drive away. I am a wild one. I've led a straight life. I raised my children right. I've been a good wife. But I can drive for hours with rolling down the highway, listening to Lou. It takes a road trip to take away my stay-at-home blues. I drove into Quebec with my sister and a friend. We went to get my mother and bring her home again. I've done the family camping from the west coast to the east and down to the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. We went to Tadoussac. We went to PEI. We crossed Vancouver Island and crossed the mountains high. I love to go with company. I love to come back home. But sometimes when I travel, I just have to go alone. I've been to Pittsburgh. I hopped through Lewisburg, Harrisburg, and Gettysburg town. I drove the Shenandoah Valley to Kentucky on my own. I spent some time in San Diego on the dock of the bay, took a night drive across the desert, heading east from LA, wound up to Idlewild at Don San Bernardino way. I dropped some points in Vegas, but I didn't really play. I drive, I fly, I get aboard a train, I've been to New York City, and you know I'll go again. I am a wild one. I've led a straight life. I raised my family right. I've been a good wife, but when the walls close in, I hit the highway, and I drive. I drive away. I drive away. I drive away. I drive away. And of course, that is Chris beatboxing, and he's put that great car sound into it, which is just fantastic. You love your garden, Steve? Yeah. Well, I got to find you, and I've watched your performances, but I don't know if I've found any other sites that have those kind of photos and stuff. I got to spend some time looking you all up and finding out where else you are. So that was it for me. I'm going to, why have I got this here? Oh, right. You know what? I was thinking about doing Put Down the Guns because, there's some kind of parts of Ukraine that are quieter now. It's such a tragic thing. I wore my color for them today, but I'll do that. I'll do that another week. I won't do it today. Instead, what I want to do, because the good weather is coming in, I want to, you can tip me if you want to tip me or support me in any way. You can paypal.me, Catherine M. Thompson. You can also, it goes through my website, but it will come directly to me. And that's my website email, which is info@catherinemthompson.com. So if you ever want to use that to email me directly, that would be fine. And but for now, we're going to have a look at the video that was compiled by Novelty Hat of all sorts of photos and videos taken by J&D and myself. This was the first song produced by Chris Burkett, and it's the beautiful voice of Emily Brady, aka Emily Brady, a younger version, a much better singer than me. And so this is the video of On the Water. Since we're getting there, we're almost there. The last freeze, perhaps, maybe it's everything has thawed. We hope. And so let's see if this will run this time, because it didn't earlier. Yep, there we go. Great.
A certain calm descends that stills my restless mind. I leave every fear and worry far behind, and things that really matter, like life and love and you, seem more than true on the water. On the water, my sorrows wash away. On the water, I'm lifted by the waves. My spirit soars to climb the wind between the earth and sky. That's why I feel free on the water. Whenever I have found myself beside a lake, the rushing ebb and flow, a constant give and take, its sound drowns out the chatter in sweet serenity. I'm more than me on the water. On the water, my sorrows wash away. On the water, I'm lifted by the waves. My spirit soars to climb the wind between the earth and sky. That's why I feel free on the water. It doesn't have to be a wild and wondrous sea. A little stream or quiet pond will do for me. And even in a city square, if I can find a fountain there, I'm happy. On the water, my sorrows wash away. On the water, I'm lifted by the waves. My spirit soars to climb the wind between the earth and sky. That's why I feel free on the water. And when my time is done on that fateful day, put me on a boat and watch me float away. My heart will be at ease, and I will rest in peace for all eternity on the water, for all eternity on the water.
Thank you all for coming today. And if you haven't yet, find Steve Andershaw online and watch his great videos of him playing all kinds of instruments and to all sorts of songs. And also, I wanted to mention, especially Rebecca's here, and in case Helen gets to see this, Helen Sky Blue 1, I believe, is a wonderful Twitter friend who posts all kinds of positive messages for us every day. And I tried to reach out to her, and I just got an empty account saying her account had been hacked. Her account was hacked. No followers, no postings, nothing. So, and no following. So, Helen, I hope you're all right, and I hope that we see you back again. I think it's just a shame that has happened. Okay, yeah. So I will see you next week. Miigwech for coming, and Bama P. See you later.